In compound interest, we know the formula to calculate the amount after some interval. Are we going to use this formula in an exam where calculator is not allowed? What are the different question types in compound interest? Right? So in this video, I have emphasized on must do question types in compound interest that you should never miss. Watch the video till the end to know all the question types. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let's start. So I start an online source, a website, and then I click this compound interest, and here we have our first question. In this question it is given that the difference between simple interest and compound interest on rupees 600 for 1 year at 10% per annum reckoned half yearly is. So basically this is the sum rupees 600. So rupees 600 is put on simple interest, okay, 10% per annum, and also on compound interest 10% per annum reckoned half yearly. So what does this mean? Basically if you talk about the simple interest, so 10% per annum reckoned half yearly, that will be like 5% in 6 months and another 5% in another 6 months. Okay, so in simple interest we can get like 600, 10% of 600, which is basically rupees 60, right? So the difference, how will you get the difference? So what is happening basically, that in the first 6 months you are getting some simple interest, and how much you are getting? So basically that is 600 multiplied by this 5 into 1 by 100. This 5%, because 10% per annum, so in 6 months you will get 5%. This is simple interest, and one interval, that means 6 month interval. Okay, so this is how much? This is 30. Okay, if you just calculate the simple interest for the other half, other 6 months, so that will also come out to be 30. So you will get 60 rupees, 30 plus 30, that means 60 rupees simple interest on this sum, which is 600. Okay, so this is one thing. But this compound interest, you are getting the interest on this interest which has been accumulated in 6 months. Okay, because compound interest is also reckoned half yearly. This is why this money is getting bigger in case of compound interest. Okay, so this money, that means 30 rupees that has been accumulated as simple interest, will give you some interest. Okay, and that will make the difference. So I can directly write that 30 and rate of interest is 5 and period is 1. Okay, and divide this by 100. So this will give me 1.5. okay, so 1.5 rupees will be the difference between the simple interest and compound interest. So option D is correct. So here we have another type of question. So here we have another type of a question. So in this question it is given the least number of complete years in which a sum of money put at 20% compound interest will be more than double. Okay, so you know the formula for compound interest, which is amount is equal to principal 1 plus r by 100 and raised to power n. Okay, so n is the number of year, r is the rate of interest, p is principal, and a is the amount, right? So it is given this is more than double. Okay, so that means amount will become 2 times of the principal if it become double. So 2p, if amount become 2p, so that will be p. Okay, 1 plus r is 20, so 20 by 100 raised to power n. Okay, so basically I am getting, if this become double, so 2 will be equal to 1 plus 1 by 5, so that means 6 by 5 raised to power n, which is equal to 2. Okay, but here we have to find that this particular ratio, that means 6 by 5 raised to power n, this has to be more than 2. Okay, so you just have to calculate the value of n, and we can find that whether this 6 by 5 raised to power n is greater than 2 or not. So if I put the value of n is equal to 1, so I am getting this 6 by 5. So 6 by 5, you are not getting more than 2. Okay, if I put the value of n is equal to 2, so I get here 36 by 25. So again I am not getting more than 2. If I put the value of n is equal to 3, so I get here 216 divided by 125. This is also not greater than 2. You can check. Okay, and n is equal to 4. So now how much I am getting? So again multiply this by 6. So you will get 1296 divided by 625. So this is more than 2, because 6 double of 625 is equal to 1250. Okay, and this is more than 2. So now you met the condition is met. So that means n is equal to 4. The number of intervals, or the number of years, is 4. So option D is correct. So here we have again a different type of a question. So this question say, and this question is a very popular question. So if a sum on compound interest become 3 times in 4 years, then with the same interest rate the sum will become 81 times in. So this question can be solved with the logic that it becomes 3 times in 4 years, right? So in 4 years this is getting 3 times. So in another 4 years, that means 4 plus 4 years, it will become 9 times, and another 4 years, that means in 12 years it will become 27 times, and another 4 years, that means in 16 years it will become 81 times. So straight away we get the answer that in 16 years it will become 81 times. So answer is C. You can also use the formula for similar kind of questions. For example, as you know that this A is equal to P plus P into 1 plus R by 100 raised to power n. So initially you are putting the value that 3P, because the principal become 3 times, that is equal to P1 plus R by 100 raised to power 4 years. So basically here you are getting that 1 plus R by 100 raised to power 4 becomes 3. Okay, this will give you the value of 1 plus R by 100. Now what is required? This become 81 times. So that means 81P is equal to P1 plus R by 100, okay, raised to power n, that you need to find out. Okay, so here you can put the value of 1 plus R by 100 in this equation. So this will give you 3 raised to power 1 by 4. Okay, 3 raised to power 1 by 4, because this P and P will be cancelled out. So the 3 raised to power 1 by 4 raised to power n will give you 81, which is basically 3 raised to power 4. So if you compare these powers, okay, so you will find 1 by 4 n is equal to 4, or n is equal to 16. So here also with this method you got the same value. So the answer for this question is C. So here again we have a different type of a question, and this is again a very popular question, and this type of question are asked in many competitive exams. So the question is the difference between compound interest and simple interest on an amount of rupees 30,000 for 2 years is rupees 192. So this difference is given. Okay, then what is the rate of interest per annum? So in order to solve this question, you should go to the basic for this compound interest and simple interest. Okay, so what happens that you have the rupees 30,000. Okay, and suppose there is some rate of interest which is R. Okay, so with the R rate of interest you are getting how much simple interest? So this is basically 30,000 multiplied by R by 100. Okay, so this is basically 300 R. So 300 R is the simple interest which you are getting in first year. Okay, so the difference between this compound interest and simple interest is the interest that you are getting on this particular interest. That means 300 R in this case, because that is the only difference that will be made after 2 years. Okay, so in order to calculate the difference we have to just do one thing, that 300 R, which is the interest, if I take how much interest this particular money is giving in 1 year. So if I just write 300 R multiplied by R into 1 year divided by 100. Okay, so that is the difference which is being created, and it is given as 192. Okay, so you can now solve this question very easily. So R square is equal to this 192 and multiplied by 100, and this divided by 300. Okay, so 64. So that gives you the value of R is equal to 8. So that means the value of R is equal to 8%. So option A is correct. So let's take one more question of this type. Okay, so in this question also it is given the difference between the simple and compound interest on a certain sum of money for 2 years at 4% per annum is rupees 1. So in this question the rate of interest is given, but you have to calculate the sum of money. So we will apply the same concept here as well. So first year and second year we know that the difference is being created on the interest of the simple interest which has been accumulated in the first year, right? So suppose the sum of money is say X. This is the principal. So in first year with simple interest, how much interest is being accumulated? So X multiplied by 4 rate of interest into 1 year divided by 100. So this much interest has been accumulated, and this interest only is giving you the difference, right? So I will just apply this concept. X into 4 by 100 multiplied by the rate of interest is again 4 by 100. Okay, multiplied by 1, this is equal to 1. Okay, so now you can calculate this. X is equal to 100 into 100 divided by 4 into 4, so that is basically 25 into 25, so 625. So answer is 625. B option is correct. So here we have a different type of a question. A money lender borrows money at 5% per annum and pays the interest at the end of the year. He lends it at 8% per annum compounded half yearly and receive the interest at the end of the year. So in this way he gains rupees 632. So the amount of money he borrows is, okay, so what is happening, that he is borrowing money from someone and again lending it to some other person. Okay, so for example, as we assume that we should assume 100 because this is convenient way to get the answer of the questions. So if I assume say 100x, okay, which he borrows and then he lends the same money, that is 100x. So 100x he borrows and 100x he lends to someone. So when he is borrowing, he is 5% annum this interest he has to pay. So basically he has to pay 105x, that means 5x simple interest. Okay, so for the money which he lends, which is also 100x, what is being done, he lends it at 8% per annum compounded half yearly. So that means 4% in 6 months. So this is basically 4% in 6 months, and compounded. Okay, so 4% in 6 months will give you 104x. Okay, again 4%, was 4% has to be calculated on this 4% in the next 6 month, next 6 month. So that will give you you can add 4.16 x, which is 4%, so that will be that will become 108.16 x, right? So 8% per annum compounded half yearly gives you this much money, 108.16. Now because of this difference, because 105x he has to pay for the borrowed money, and 108.16x he is getting when he is lending it. Okay, so the difference is how much? The difference is 3.16x. this is the difference, and the difference is given in value terms 632. So from this you can find out the value of x is equal to 632 divided by 3.16. So that will give you straight away 200. So x is equal to 200. So the question is the amount of money he borrows. So he borrows 100x, so that becomes 20,000. So option A is correct. So here again we have a different type of question. In this question it is given simple interest on a certain sum of money at a certain rate of interest is rupees 100 in 2.5 years. But the compound interest on the same sum of money at the same rate of interest compounded annually in 2 years is rupees 85. So find the sum. So in this case we will again apply the same concept, that is how the difference between the simple interest and compound interest is being calculated. So as you can see that in first year, if I talk about the simple interest, so first year, second year, and then the third half of the third year, that means 2.5 years, that means the half of the third year, or we can say 6 months. Okay, so simple interest you are getting how much? 100. So 100 interest has been accumulated in over a period of 2.5 years. So that straight away gives you that in the first year you are getting 40, in the second year also you are getting 40, and in the third year also you should have got 40, but since you are only calculating till the half of the year, so that has to be rupees 20. So this is the thing. Now the question is the compound interest on the same sum of the money at the same rate of interest compounded annually in 2 years is 85. So in 2 years the simple interest is 40 plus 40, which is 80, right? So why this 5 rupees 5 difference is being created? So this is because of this interest which has been accumulated in the first year. So directly we can apply this. Okay, like the 40 interest that has been accumulated, and this with some rate of interest in 1 year is giving you 5, which is making the difference. So with the help of this we can directly calculate R is equal to 5 into 100 divided by 40. So this calculation is also very easy. So 50 by 4 which is 12.5%. So rate of interest is 12.5%. so now you can calculate what is the sum. So whatever is the sum which at the rate of 12.5% is giving you this 40. So that means P is equal to P, or rather I should write P multiplied by 12.5 into over a period of 1 year divided by 100 is giving me rupees 40. So from here I can get P is equal to 40 into 100 divided by 12.5. So 100 by 12.5 is basically 8. So 8 multiplied by 40 will give you 320. So 320 should be the sum, and that should be the answer. So let me check. Yes, answer C is correct. So we have taken many different type of a question in compound interest. I hope this helps.